Hi there, this is Christy Nichols with Venture Within, and welcome to the midweek motivation. This week's midweek motivation is going to be about perfectionism, right? Every week I try to talk about an issue or a challenge that might be troubling us during the week and then offer you something to help you move past that challenge, move past that hurdle so that you can carry on through the rest of your week on and up. So perfectionism is what has kind of been the topic of conversations of late. And to be a perfectionist means you are always striving to get things right, like zero flaws, zero imperfections. And to have a perfectionist attitude or approach towards things means you don't want to leave anything bare for criticism or for judgment. Whether you're criticizing yourself or judging yourself, you just want whatever you're creating, whatever you're doing, however you're performing, to be flawless. And there are positive attributes to that belief. You know, it's important to have ambition. It's important to have high standards and high ideals and to really strive for this. But perfectionism is, I feel it is our enemy, because perfection is not something we ever can really attain for too long, or even attain at all. I remember, I think it was in 7th grade, maybe, or 8th grade, and I was taking an English class, and English was my favorite subject. And I remember I wrote a paper for my English teacher, Mrs. Zaborski, and I worked really hard on the paper, and I got an A. And I was looking for any marks or anything else on the paper that could have, any criticism. And so I asked her, why did I only get an A? Why didn't I get an A plus? And my teacher, she looked at me and said, because there's no such thing as a perfect paper. So any efforts I would have made to improve the paper so it could be perfect would have been futile, right? And that is so true with so much that we are pursuing when we try to create things that are flawless and perfect and can always be shiny and without any edges. And the problem with perfectionism is that people who are perfectionists are seldom happy. And that's because my teacher was actually right about the paper and about most things in life. There is no such thing as perfection. There is no such thing as this is the best you can ever get. And the reason, when something is perfect, we want there to be no reasons that this thing we have created or been a part of is unacceptable, right? We want to avoid rejection. We want to avoid, even if we dig deeper, feeling unworthy or unloved even, and trying to be a perfectionist, that's a fear-fueled way to be, right? If you are aiming for perfection, there is stress that is being created, there is frustration, there can be anger or short-temperedness as you're trying to get everything in line. Unkind conversations also fall in line if you're a perfectionist. These are all hard ways to be. These are all very heavy things to carry throughout our day, as actually all we're trying to do is create something perfect. But whatever we're trying to achieve, even if it is perfect for a moment, that perfection is fleeting. You bake a perfect cake for, the perfect meal, and then the moment your guests arrive and cut that fork into the cake, that's gone. The perfect cake is crumbs, it's a mess on the plate. And that's because perfection is always leaving. We can't hover in time in a perfect moment like we might wish we could sometimes. It's always gone. The future that we're trying to create, that perfect future, is always one step ahead of us. And when we're aiming for that, we're never really fully satisfied in the present. Right? And the present is also something that's constantly fleeting too. So if we're not in the present, we're trying to fix this, repair that, polish this, present something that seems visibly unflawed. All we're doing is running around fixing things, and we're not actually enjoying the moment. And that's not how we want to be. And I believe too, that quality of wanting to achieve something of high standard the aim to get it right, to seek approval, for yourself or approval by others, acceptance. The root of that is love, and that's actually it. That's actually the base of what I believe perfectionism is. Perfectionism is the fear-fueled behavior seeking love. The fear of not getting it right, the fear of judgment, the fear of unworthiness. You want things to be perfect, so there's no reason to not be chosen, to not be praised, to not be loved, right? And that's a pretty heavy thing to say. I'll say it again. Perfectionism is fear-fueled behavior seeking love. And you can redefine love as connection, acceptance, worthiness, successful feelings, all of that. I actually have a friend of mine, she's a coach, and she calls herself a coach for recovering perfectionists, right? So these are people who've actually seen that no matter how perfect they try to make their life, they are seldom happy because of all the energy they expend trying to reach this ideal that doesn't actually give them what they need, what they're looking for, which is love, acceptance, connection, worthiness, joy. So if I've gotten the attention of any perfectionists out there, how do we fix that? How do we remedy this feeling of wanting to be perfect and stressing out about it when really all we want to do is be happy? So the tool I want to offer you for this is, if you are feeling exhausted or burnt out with your efforts to be perfect, however you define perfection, however that comes up in your life, think about the feeling behind that perfection that you're actually trying to achieve. Is it connection with somebody? Is it, I've said acceptance. Is it the feeling that you're able? Is it the feeling that you're skilled in some way? What's the feeling that you're trying to create by being perfect? And when did you last get there? When did you last feel that feeling happy, feeling at peace, feeling joy, feeling relaxed? What's the sense there that you're really aiming for? And then look around. Let's say the feeling you're trying to achieve is, I don't know, I'll use myself as an example. When I write, I want my writing to be perfect. I want it to be good, and I want the praise. I want to feel skilled. I want to feel that like what I'm doing matters. And I struggle with that, and anybody who's wanting to achieve anything perfect will struggle with not wanting to create something less than. But if I'm honest and I'm looking for what I'm actually seeking through my writing is connection. I'm seeking authenticity. I'm seeking, am I writing in a way that I'm proud of? Yes. So I have to start looking for the feelings that I'm trying to achieve with perfectionism, and you can too. What's the feeling you're trying to achieve, and where else do you see it? And can you see that sidelong with imperfection? If you're trying to be perfect so that you look like you have created a harmonious relationship or a harmonious household, what you're looking for is harmony. Where else do you see it? Where do you see harmony side by side with imperfection? Right? And once you realize that, once you realize you can get what you want, you can feel how you want to feel without perfection, that's going to feel great. You're going to take a load off. You can exhale. You'll be able to give yourself some grace and take a load off and actually enjoy the present moment before that's gone too. So I hope that this has given you something to think about. And if you want to go deeper, because often these conversations always lead to deeper conversations, then just check out my link below. Any coaching you might want to pursue or anything else that I offer. But hopefully this has given you a little boost for the rest of the week. Hopefully if you're feeling the push to be perfect, maybe you can just think about, what do you really want to achieve this week? What do you really want to feel? And lean a little bit more into that, and then enjoy the rest of your week. All right, see you guys later. Bye.